Hi guys, another interesting video for you again today guys. This video is about how I lost my middle name in the Philippines. Well, did I really lose my name? Um, in the Philippines, it's a technicality. My middle name is not considered my middle name. So I can still use it, but it's not considered a middle name. My middle name is Jerome actually, and this is true for most foreigners here because the Philippines has a different naming convention. Over here in Philippines, the they use their both parents' last names. Every child uses both their parents' last names or family names, surnames, if you want to call it. So in the Philippines, they put the mother's name in the middle and then the father's name at the end. So the child has uh, first name, mother's name, and then father's name. But I guess they got the idea from the Spaniards. The Spanish people, even in Venezuela, they do it. They use the father's name and the mother's name in the child's name, but it's reverse. The Spanish and the Venezuelans, they would put the father's name in the middle and they would put the mother's name at the end. So they would have their first names and then they would have the father's name and then the mother's name. But in the Philippines, the mother's name in the middle and the father's name is last. So essentially, a middle name in the Philippines is really your mother's maiden name, essentially. But both names are used, yeah. So anytime there's forms or there's official forms to fill out for doing governmental business or whatever, there's always the field for the middle name, but what they expect you to put there would be your mother's maiden name, your mother's family name before she got married. That is what they would expect in that field, and that is not typical for Trinidadian. For people in many Western countries, the practice is to drop the mother's maiden name, so the child will just have their first name or natural middle name and then their father's last name, but the mother's name wouldn't be used by the child anymore. However, here in the Philippines, you continue to use the name. So this middle name is so, the meaning of this middle name is so serious in the Philippines that I actually had to do an affidavit just to prove and just to confirm and to say, to testify that Derek Jerome Banfield is the same as Derek Jerome Banfield. So Derek Jerome Banfield is the same as Derek Jerome Banfield. Here I can use my middle name still, but I have to use it as bigger and as part of a bigger first name. So I have a two-part, now I have a two-part first name. So I will always put the Derek Jerome in the first name field of the forms. So I am now I have first names, not a first name anymore. Before I had one first name, so now I have two first names. So I have, yeah, it's two first names now. Instead of my middle name being my middle name. So it's like I have a second first name with the Jerome. So guys, I hope you understood the video. I hope you found today's video very interesting. So we see that there's different customs and different traditions in different countries, in different parts of the world. So you just have to adjust. If you move to a new environment, you just have to adjust to that culture, okay? Because this has been done for many generations, all right? So the foreigner has to understand and adopt what he needs to do the necessary. The foreigner has to do the necessary so that he can work with the system. Okay, thank you guys. Please give the video a thumbs up and please share it with your friends. If you found the today's video interesting, please share it with someone who would also find it interesting. Thank you guys. So technically I didn't lose my middle name. I can still use it. It's just that it's not considered a middle name. So I have to know how to fill out the forms and how to do the legal matters. Okay guys? You might ask, so what's the big deal? How serious is this matter? If I can still use my middle name, but it is a serious matter, and here's why. When you're doing certain important government business, like when I was applying for my residence visa, um, that matter came up, the middle name matter. For many Westerners, the middle name is simply like what would be considered here a second first name. So many Westerners are not familiar with using the mother's maiden name. It's just simply left out. Okay.